look like that?
Gain the
It
lead.
looks like he's sucking a dick. It does. It looks like it looks like he's deep throating somebody. Oh. It looks like he is sucking on a giant cock. Phil, you just make it. How's that dick, Phil? Tell me. Well, by that face, you love it. Oh, Phil, I have it down my throat, Brunel.
Provolone. It's definitely melted provolone on the sandwich. And there's a sweetness to it. And again, I don't know if the sweetness is the condiments or maybe it's the ham, but it has an innate sweetness to it. That's very good. It's very tasty.
Why is he trying to dissect which flavors are coming from what ingredient? Why doesn't he just describe the sandwich as a whole and tell us whether or not he's enjoying it, and then just continue to eat the food? I've never really understood this spectacle that he makes around the food that he eats, because he does always try and dissect where the flavors are coming from. I don't know if he just thinks it makes him sound smart, or if it makes him sound like he's some sort of food connoisseur of some sort, but I just find it
I hope he gets Chris Chan on the Lol Cow podcast. I think the chances are slim. If he does, that would be
obnoxious.
A commendation is in order.
I have nothing to say.
And the provolone is actually a really strong provolone flavor too. It's not a mild cheese. It's actually quite powerful.
It's not too often.
Yeah, it's not like that bullshit, like American cheese provolone. It's just circular American cheese. It tastes no different.
And that you hear somebody describe cheese as powerful. And I apologize if this is
No, pungent. He's right though. Not powerful, pungent. It tastes like it came out of Action Bronson's taint. That's good. That's good provolone. That was a weird way to describe it.
not the most entertaining video that I've ever made, but we are watching a 41-year-old man eat a sandwich. We're really here more for the spectacle. And I said it.
That's a good litmus test for quality provolone. Does it came like it taste out of Does it taste like it came out of Action Bronson's taint? Then it's good to go.
As it is to say, this is the most interesting that happened during his adpocalypse. All of those ads were boring as sin, and him eating this sandwich was pretty much the highlight.
It actually powers through. Breasts. The one thing I would say...
Powers through the breasts. Hey Rich, thanks for the great content. Keep up the good work. Question: how do you think Phil's story ends and what might happen? He's going to be 42 and no retirement. It feels like the YouTube well will dry up. He'll have to get like a job working at the post office or something. Which probably would be better for him anyway. Todd Provolone is eating you. Putting your shit. Remember the whole saga with that years ago? I made up where you put your fingers after you wiped your ass without washing your hands in my provolone. I used to get pissed off. You bastard.
I don't taste at all is turkey. I taste the sweetness of the ham, and I taste the very savoriness of the roasted beef. But I don't really taste turkey on the sandwich at all. Maybe they just didn't put as much. Could be. But it tastes great. Like, I have no complaints right now.
Figure it out, Phil. What? No, 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 no. I'm just not going to say anything. Maybe the... Yeah, we'll watch that tomorrow. That's beautiful. That is... Oh, man. I'll leave it up for a minute because I'll get it on this. I'll get the screen cap.
Well, suffice it to say, I really like the sandwich.
I couldn't tell. You also eat like a frog catching a fly.
Well, DSP, I'm genuinely glad that you...
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to see that still image with Natsu saying birds. Because he changes it to a new Phil Stupidity image once every couple months.
enjoy the sandwich. I mean, you did pay for it. You did pay an exorbitant amount of money for it, so it's a good thing you like it. And I know I showed it on screen earlier, but if you were really wondering how much the DSP actually paid to have that sandwich DoorDash to him, they estimated it's about $50 just to get that sandwich. Yes, $50 for one sandwich to get DoorDash to his house. Somebody went on the DoorDash app, put in his exact order, and then came up with the total, and then he posted it to Ann so that Ann could show it off on stream. So just think about that the next time DSP is on stream crying poor and begging for more money and
That's what I'm saying. They are right about that, Phil. You're making it like you're living hand to mouth, but then you're doing fucking $50 sandwich orders.
Keep your head down.
And if you made it your own business, but your brand is begging because you're poor, so people are going to pay attention to this stuff. This is your choice.
saying that he's not going to have enough to pay his two big bills. Just think about how he potentially spent $50 to eat one sandwich.
Medal obtained. Commence.
And to also sound like he's sucking dick.
You want to say something, DSP? People are going to start to think that maybe the video cut out or it paused itself or something. It's not
No, dude. With the sounds of him sounding like he's deep throating a combo and eating a sandwich, we know things are well.
exactly like dead air is good content anyway. You should probably start talking.
Spawn killers, I should have gotten chips. Thank you for the chat.
This is another reason why I usually don't eat on stream. It's just so... Why? I mean, unless... I know there's those weird, like, Korean girls, South Korean girls that, like, dudes have fetishes for. Oh, yeah, eat 50 pounds of steak. Where do they shit that? They're like 100 pounds soaking wet, and they're eating, like... They're probably shitting as they're eating, so their stomach doesn't explode.
I have chips if I want them. I'm not gonna want them. I know.
Jenny, I am not giving in to your fetishes.
Oh, big for it to have anything else with it. It's huge.
I mean, the chips would have been an additional $1.50 for that small bag, so I don't think that would have been worth it for DSP anyway. But he is aware that if the sandwich is really that large, he doesn't have to finish it, right? No one's forcing him to finish the sandwich. It is a foot-long sandwich.
Yeah, that weird mukbang shit. And there's most, I mean, there are the big ones, you know, large size, I mean. But most of them are, like, almost too skinny. Like, how, like, what are you, barfing afterwards? They have to be.
You know, and Ann pointed this out on his stream, so thank you, Ann, for pointing this out. I'll never be able to unsee it. And I'm going to do that exact same...
I'm not going to do 1 a.m. today. Hold that money for tomorrow, because probably after the debate, because Jay's only staying on for 2 hours for the debate, and then I'll do it tomorrow.
thing to you guys. DSP does this weird thing when he eats where he, like, uses his tongue to push all of the food to the front and, like, rolls it over for some reason. So there's brief seconds...
Because tomorrow I have that debate, and I want to be awake for it, because if I end up staying late, it takes me longer to get to bed, and then other things don't get done, and it's a domino effect, so...
where you can see all of the food just sticking out of his mouth. Just another strange thing that DSP does. Again, big ups for Ann for pointing that out.
You know, it's funny. The mustard is quite good, but I only taste it at, like, the very end of the sub.
Wow. It's almost like most of the mustard just went there, and that's why that's happening. It's so weird, Phil. Man, that's a first for me. Ow, that hurt.
I didn't taste it anywhere in the middle of the sub, only at the very end. Like here. I taste it strongly on the butt end, but that's it.
Amazing insight, DSP. Thank you so much. Just a friendly reminder that this was the most exciting thing that happened during that entire event. Just a 41-year-old guy eating a sandwich.
His mouth is fine. He's just so fucking...
Husky Ray.
But, like, in terms of, like, when he ate like, that's how it should sound. Your mouth is closed. You're eating normally. You don't sound like you have a 14-inch cock that you're blowing. But then there he goes back to eating like Phil.
Wow. That's superbly good.
Superbly good. So good, in fact, that he thought that he should quit all of the other things that he was doing so that you could just sit there and watch him eat for an entire segment. Because
Yeah, that's my other thing too. You just want to sit there and watch me eat. Why? It's boring.
Lord knows that it's
I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm just going to like, nah, dude, I'm good.
impossible.
Even if I had washboard abs and fucking pecs, I still wouldn't do it. It's just weird. Speaking of mukbang, Internet Anarchist got me watching Nikocado Avocado again. He's off the diet and is gaining as much weight as possible goal again. He's gonna end up fucking killing himself for drama and money. I knew that wasn't gonna last. There's too much money in the mukbang.
Watch ads while you also eat food. And anybody that says it's possible to watch stuff and eat food at the same time, you're getting sent to ban world.
Taken.
All the meat tastes great, like deli meat, high quality.
I kind of do. I'll admit it.
In the refrigerated, in the freezer, or whatever. Something like fresh
I don't spawn killers in my stream.
like the deli. They packed it, eat. I said my one negative there is
I always see so many people. Phil, fuck you if you say that I have not helped your business. I see people becoming members that are here. I see people that are donating, which is fine. I don't have an issue with it. But you always make it like I am a bane to your existence, and I see receipts that say otherwise.
that there wasn't enough turkey. I feel like there should have been more turkey, but it tasted amazing.
This guy cannot just say positive
Maybe we'll look into
things. He has to include a negative every single time. The sandwich was apparently delicious. It was superb. But he just has to complain that there wasn't enough turkey on it. You've seen how much meat was on that sandwich. There was plenty enough meat, but there just wasn't enough turkey. Come on.
And the condiments are good. The meat is fresh. The bread is really good. Having that thick cut.
I also think he over-explains it. Probably because, like I said, spectrum, but also the fact that he's like, all right, I have to make it seem like this is so
And a harder outer level of bread.
you're a harder outer inner crust. It had a crust.
It's incredibly good. It's not shitty bread like some of the other sandwich places have. And the sandwich is huge. It's loaded and packed. The one problem is the price. It's expensive.
Well, it's about on par with other sub-sandwich shops if you didn't get it DoorDash. But like I said, you can't be bothered to get your own food. You're already eating fast food, but you can't even be bothered to go get it. That's just sad. And look, if you DoorDash every once in a while, that's fine, but DSP, you're a notorious DoorDasher.
So you'd have to expect if you're going to get a big sub there, you're going to pay
He's a notorious DoorDasher that makes it like he can't keep his lights on tomorrow.
a lot of money. But as long as you're looking for a really good meal, I think you're going to get it there. And by the way, since my nose was tickling me, I have to blow my nose. I'll be right back, quick, and we'll continue.
Speaking of that tick,
Imagine he pulled the wings. That was the wings sneezed. He didn't mean it, wings. It's not like he did it on purpose, but he sneezed in this giant, like, pendulum booger. Why do horses run on courses? It was just like, oh, it was one of the biggest boogers I ever seen.
tickle in his throat. I wonder how much of that post-nasal drip went down his throat while he was eating that sandwich. Because he said before that anytime he eats, he's obviously got mucus running down the back of his throat. He loves his little green hors d'oeuvres.
Marvelous looking. Look at that. Now that's a cross section. You can see it pretty well there.
Wait, did we go backward?
Yeah,
No,
look at
wait,
that.
No.
It's finally away from the camera. Look at that. The only problem is it's soggy on the bottom because it's been sitting in this box for a long time to get here. But it looks good, right? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is a giant sandwich.
Look at that
though.
cross-section. That's what's up, Tubes. I don't know why, but for some...
Yeah, he doesn't. If you noticed in general, minus when he got sick again, he brought back the snorting to, I guess, like, woe is me. Oh, look, guys, I'm sick. But his snorting has diminished quite a bit. I mean, he made it like when he was diagnosed with post-nasal drip. Just alone saying that. Diagnosed with post-nasal drip. He made it like he had something terminal. Like, dude, okay, you have extra snot. You're going to be okay.
some reason, the way he said that just reminded me of Cobra.
And the only thing I'm going to have
Yeah, it's a constant, dude.
today, later tonight, I'm going to have a piece of pie. That's it. Unless you guys get me drunk after this, which you very well could, I don't know. But,
That was a covert beg, ladies and gentlemen. That was a covert beg.
alright.
And this kept happening throughout the event as well. DSP was practically begging for people to make him take shots. He wanted to get drunk on stream.
Yeah, if you want to see me drunk and eat the rest of the sandwich, that sounds exciting. That sounds like definitely a financial incentive to give this. If you want me to not talk for 30 minutes and then over-explain a sandwich at the same time.
Specifically used the word drunk there. Despite all of the times that he said that he wasn't gonna get shit-faced or sloshed on stream, he's asking to get drunk. Like, dude, you're a grown man. If you want to drink at your event on your stream, you can feel free to do that. Nobody's holding you back. But it's kind of sad that you're asking your audience
He's putting it behind a paywall.
to just give you money so that you can drink. Especially when you are...
Oh, I always bring that up, Albania. I swear, I'm a recovering alcoholic. What recovering alcoholic? But again, the one time he did an interview, look what happened with Side Scroller. This is why he went to interviews. You say you're a recovering alcoholic. Why do you do shots? And then on top of it, have financial incentives for your audience to make you drink alcohol when you're allegedly a recovering alcoholic. Disconnect from the call right then and there.
already have the alcohol.
See, this is what I was afraid of. This half is soggy on the bottom.
Oh my god, no shit. Sandwich sitting there with the condiments in it and tomatoes that have contained water. The bottom gets soggy as it sits there longer.
What? No way.
Container for a long time. That's exactly what I was afraid of. When we look at the logs, it happens. Now it's sogged up. It's gonna taste great, but it's mushy on the bottom, which really sucks. I'm glad I ate the other half first.
Well, you had that.
It's like a traumatic experience. Oh no, the bread is somewhat soggy on the bottom. It's over.
Fancy
Shut down your YouTube channel.
as paper plate, DSP. Why didn't you just take both halves of the sandwich out and put them both on the paper plate so it didn't continue to sit in there and get soggier? I mean, if you just took the time to think about things, you'd find yourself in a lot better of situations. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that if you don't want something to continue to suck up moisture, that you might want to remove it from where the moisture.
Well, it may not necessarily have been delivery. It may have just been where you got the sushi. There was the issue.
Okay.
But you got to be careful with sushi in general.
I have to eat it like this
so-
over my lap. If I do it any other direction, it's gonna go everywhere because it is completely mushy on the bottom. So honestly, I think the first half is gonna be better than the second half.
And he's pretty much just outright complaining about it. DSP, you don't have to eat it if you don't want to. If you're really that perturbed about it being a little mushy, then just don't eat the goddamn thing. Don't know if you want to hear all of that. It's just a sandwich. Eat it or don't. Shut up.
Double kill. Triple kill.
But again,
I'm tuning into this and enjoying this genuinely. God, I love that this man is just sitting here eating a sandwich and saying nothing. If I say something that's remotely not about him or him eating the sandwich, he might ban me. Then you wonder why you have people dedicated to you. Renaming your router. It's not okay that they did that. This is the stuff that triggered me.
I feel like it's not their fault. And they're so
No, it's not their fault. You got a sandwich delivered almost an hour away. What did you expect of that happening?
far away.
Capture. Steak.
You meaning the person who did? Yeah, that's not a. That's way over the line. Do World Order News. Like, no, man, keep it to YouTube. You know? Yeah, he's an idiot. Like, look, he's eating an entire sandwich and thinks we care about it for him to explain it, which in turn means that we do. In the ironic way, but here is Phil eating a sandwich, and he expects us to want to watch the entire thing.
They were closer. They wouldn't have had time to soak in like this and become completely saturated.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
You just can't.
For those of you who haven't had bread before, who don't know how bread works, now you know. Thank you, Dr. Phil. Oh, that's pretty good.